Acting calm is easy when life is quiet. The real skill is staying calm when life is loud. So let's be clear from the beginning. Chaos is not rare. It's normal. Unexpected delays, disrespectful people, plans falling apart, money stress, family pressure, health scares, betrayals, failure, noise, confusion. None of that is shocking. What is shocking is how quickly most people hand their inner world over to it. They don't just experience chaos, they host it. They give it a room in their mind. They give it a reason, they give it a story. I'm overwhelmed, I'm triggered, it's too much, I can't handle this. And those words feel honest, but they also become permissions. They become a contract. Because the moment you say, I can't stay calm because life is hard, you have declared your peace dependent on conditions you do not control. And if your peace depends on perfect conditions, you will never have peace. So here is the decision that changes everything. Calm is not convenient. Calm is non-negotiable. Not because the world will be gentle, not because people will behave, not because fortune will protect you, but because you have decided that disturbance is no longer welcome inside you. Ask yourself something and answer it with brutal honesty. If losing your calm was impossible this year, if you could not fall into panic no matter what happened, how would you walk today? How would you speak? What arguments would you refuse to enter? What petty irritations would you dismiss without even a conversation? What storms would bounce off your life instead of entering your chest? That version of you exists. Not in the future, not after everything improves, right now. The difference between a person who is easily shaken and a person who is unmovable is not luck, it's not personality, it's not strong nerves, it's one word: refusal. A refusal to let the outside dictate the inside. A refusal to make agitation a habit. A refusal to keep explaining why serenity can't be yours today. The unshakable don't start with tranquil surroundings. They start with a vow. A quiet vow no one applauds. A decision made in the middle of pressure, not in the absence of it. And here's what people misunderstand. Calm isn't a mood. Calm is a discipline. Hoping for calm makes you cautious. Demanding calm makes you creative. When you demand it, you start building systems. You start creating boundaries. You start changing your language. You start moving differently. Because language is not harmless. Words like "I'm overwhelmed" can become a script you repeat until your body believes it. Words like "I can't" train your nervous system to collapse before you even try. So study your habits. They will reveal whether you are preparing for peace or rehearsing panic. Do you wake up and immediately feed your mind chaos, news, drama, notifications, arguments, comparisons? Do you scroll until your spirit is irritated? Do you keep conversations that make you feel smaller? Do you keep places, people, and routines that poison your calm? Because calm doesn't disappear randomly. It disappears by permission. And the truth is, most people secretly enjoy agitation. Not consciously, but emotionally. It gives them a reason to avoid responsibility. It gives them a story to explain their inconsistency. It gives them a dramatic identity. But if calm is non-negotiable, drama becomes disgusting. Arguments lose their charm. Complaints become foreign. You stop asking, when will this end? And you start asking, how do I stay steady now? That is not indifference, that is mastery. Now listen closely. Chaos is not your enemy. Chaos is your teacher. Every day, life hands you 1,000 tests. A rude remark, a traffic delay, a message that triggers insecurity, a plan that collapses, a person who doesn't respect your effort, a mistake you didn't expect, a loss you didn't plan for. You can curse these moments, or you can finally see what they are: training. Life is building your nervous system. Just as muscle is built by resistance, calm is built by pressure. If you only stay calm when things are easy, you don't have calm. You have comfort. Calm means you can stand in discomfort without turning into a disaster. So the next time your day breaks apart, pause. Not for motivation, not for positivity, for power. Because power lives in one small moment most people ignore, the pause. The space between trigger and response. Most people live on a hair trigger. Something happens and they explode like they have no choice. A word hits them and they explode. A setback happens and they collapse. A delay occurs and they become bitter. A disrespect happens and they become violent in tone. Trigger, reaction, regret. That cycle ruins lives. But you are not most people. When the trigger appears, you pause. And that pause is not nothing. That pause is your freedom. In that space, you remember, I am not my emotions. I am the one who chooses. Your anger is loud, but it is not a commander. Your fear is urgent, but it is not a ruler. Your thoughts are active, but they are not truth. You are the observer. You are the gatekeeper. Imagine your mind as a walled city. Outside the gates is noise, opinions, criticism, temptation, fear, pressure, comparisons. That crowd is never still. But inside the walls, you are sovereign. You hold the keys. Every day, trouble lines up at the gate. Worry knocks, regret knocks, envy knocks, a rude comment knocks, a disappointment knocks. And in that moment, you ask a question that changes everything. Do you serve my peace or threaten it? Some challenges are real and require action, but most disturbances are not instructions. They are invitations. Invitations to lose control. Invitations to spill energy. Invitations to become small. And if you accept them, you pay a tax, your focus, your dignity, your time. So you meet them at the gate. You let in what builds you. You reject what drains you. You don't need to let every storm take root inside you. And here's the next truth people avoid. You will lose things. You will be misunderstood. You will be betrayed. You will fail sometimes. Not because you're weak, but because you're alive. Life promises no exemptions, but what happens to you is not the final word. What you do next is the final word. Pain will visit you, but it does not have to become your personality. Loss may break something, but it does not have to break you. A setback may slow your path, but it does not have to steal your direction. Resilience is not a gift. Resilience is the refusal to stay down. So when life hits you, and it will, you rise. Not because it's easy, because you have decided that your peace costs too much to lose. And here is the simplest rule that will save you years of suffering. Control what you can, release what you can't. You cannot control other people's moods. You cannot control every outcome. You cannot control how quickly life changes. But you can control 4 things that shape your destiny: your words, your habits, your effort, your attitude. If you master those 4, you become unshakable. Most people exhaust themselves trying to control the uncontrollable. They fight reality. They argue with the past. They beg for different people. They demand a world that won't exist, and they call it stress. But stress is often a signal you're trying to carry something you were never meant to control. So let it go. Not because you're weak, because you're wise. Now build what actually makes calm real. Calm is built like a fortress, one brick at a time. Daily habits, daily boundaries, daily stillness. Stillness is not laziness. Stillness is preparation. A mind that never rests becomes fragile. A mind that never breathes becomes reactive. A mind that never pauses becomes a prisoner. So you create a quiet room in your day, not for escape, for restoration. Even 5 minutes of silence every day is a statement. I do not belong to chaos. And as you practice this, something changes. The storms outside still come, but they don't move you. The noise still exists, but it doesn't enter. The criticism still speaks, but it doesn't define you. And then you realize something powerful. Your calm is not only for you. Your calm becomes a gift to everyone around you. In a world addicted to panic, a steady person is medicine. You set the tone in rooms without saying a word. You lower the temperature in conflict without explaining yourself. You become a safe presence in other people's chaos. That is leadership. That is maturity. That is power. So stop waiting for a calm life. It won't come. Start building a calm mind. That can. And from this moment